Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach round 18, sort of the pre-lockout discussion. I won't, obviously, unfortunately, being a day late with the preview, I'm not going to get a chance to answer questions from the preview on video, just with the timing of actual work and getting these out. But still post your questions, I guess in this video as well, but also the preview video, and I will do my best to answer them before the first game or lockout. If I'll get time, I'll do my best to answer them as I can in the comment section. But I thought we would just have a look. I know I talked a bit about the future trades coming up, and we're in a pretty good spot. I'm still not sure if I'm going to captain Hines or captain Tedesco. I don't know, man. I don't know. We might look at the weather. I know it's meant to be raining in that Sharks game, I'm pretty sure, but we'll see. What else was I going to say? The trades, I still think I'm locking in going Cooler, and Greg Marju I still feel pretty good about. They're two good numbers for round 19 and round 20. Yeah, I know the Knights play round 20. I'm pretty sure Manly do as well. Yeah, Manly play the Titans in round 20, so that's beautiful. Who do they play 19? Yeah, Newcastle. Manly have such a damn good draw. I mean, that's the other, it's the other big reason, Cole, they got such a damn good draw. If he can just hold the spot for even a few weeks, if that's all he gets, that's all he gets. But I don't hate it. What else was I going to look at? So I guess the other thing I haven't played around with is Beau Fermor did get the eligibility as CTW. Now, I don't think it really impacts too much, because I was just looking, would I even want Fermor in the centre wing? Honestly, not really. I think the only use case here is if I did nuff out a centre winger, then I would nuff out a centre for a dual centre wing tour F at some point, and then I'd be able to switch Fermor and the nuff. That could be handy. Honestly, that could be pretty handy if we're lacking in the centre wing, or if we need another second rower. So that could be a factor, but I'm probably, I don't know. I don't know if I'm keeping Fermor. I talked about this as well, I know, but obviously Crichton has got to come in. I would love to get Olaquatu, but I already said that I'll have too many fucking back rowers, man. Let's have a quick look at the buys. So round 20, oh, Jesus, here we go. I don't know who's on the buy. Who's on the buy, dude? I think it is no, it's not the Titans. I mean, let's just have a look here. When do the Titans have their buy? Because having 6, genuine gun second row forwards, it's not necessarily you're going to have those every week, obviously, with the buys. So the Titans, they have a buy in round... Okay, so they've finished their buys. They play 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Fafita's good. Fafita's good for the rest of the season, obviously barring restings and whatnot. The Sharkies have a bye in round 20. I know that. So yeah, they're round 20. So if you did have I guess, would you even want to get Olaquatu in round 20? That's after... Well, you probably would, because it's against the Titans, and Olaquatu's not playing huge minutes in Origin anyway, so that'd be handy. You'd have Olaquatu instead of, for Nikora, so to speak. You'd be able to play Olaquatu instead of Nikora. And then no more buys for the rest of the season, so it's just one round there. The Eels. Well, okay, so it actually, you know what? Getting Lockout to around 20 is not the worst, because I know the Eels also have a bye in round 20. So yes, they're in a bye around 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and they're done for the year. The Storm, if I can click, they have a bye. Well, in round 19, they have a bye. Then 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so they're fine. Yeah, so it's sort of, it's not bad having that many for around 20, but then the rest of the rounds, like, yeah, you're going to have, like, all on deck. I didn't check Roosters as well, actually. The Roosters, actually, if I'm going to look to get in Crichton, they have a bye, I think, in around 22, I think it is. No, 23. So, yeah, you would have, like, yeah, you wouldn't have Crichton for 23, around 20. So you'd have a couple of weeks of, like, missing out on one of those guys. You could play another really good upside player. And also, then you have to factor in resting. So who do we think is going to get rested in round 27? Like, I can't remember. I'm sure there weren't too many. Like, there weren't restings around 26, right? Like, you're not really playing on 26. 27, though, I think it's... Wait, the Warriors... It's the Warriors who have the bye around 27, isn't it? Which I don't think it's going to... Yeah, the Warriors. Honestly, it's not really going to affect us. I don't think there's any Warriors players I'm really looking at. I mean, for Nrl Blake, maybe, but I think Payne Haas is the guy in front row, and then, yeah, not too much else for the Warriors there, so I'm not too, yeah, round 27 for a bye, so to speak, nothing real going on there, but round 27, in the back row, so for Feta, I mean, the Titans aren't going to be, like, this is the thing, right, for Feta, Crichton... You wouldn't think Fafita would get rested, because the Titans aren't going to... Well, you wouldn't think. They're not going to make the top 8, let's be real. They're not going to make the top 8. There's a point that... but there's no point in resting him. That's the thing. Like, okay, he picks up a niggle in the last game. Fuck, who cares? The Angus Crichton... I mean, Crichton... I mean, I don't know what's... This is the thing with Crichton, though, right? Like, he played 80 minutes in both Origin games. Obviously, the first Origin, he didn't have to back up the next week. They had the bye. Second Origin, played the full 80. Granted, like, it wasn't a tough game for the Blues, if we're being honest. Like, Queensland didn't really fire much. They got dominated. So, he played 80 minutes, but it wasn't necessarily the toughest 80 minutes of Crichton's career, I would say. But he backed up, played the full 80. It was a decent turnaround. Surely in round... So he doesn't play 19-20. They play on the Saturday in Amy Park. I mean, surely he gets rested there. Like, surely he gets a rest, right? He has to. And then if the Roosters are looking good for a top 4... They play the Rabbits. Like, if it wasn't such a grudge match, I'd sort of bank on Crichton getting a rest, but it's the Rabbits Roosters. Like, I don't know. I feel like both teams aren't gonna want to rest players for that one. It's a grudge match. Like, surely they play. So yeah, it probably steers me to think Crichton will play around 27. Maybe not. I don't know. It'll be interesting, but. I would sort of bank on Fafita Crichton playing the last game. Eli Katoa, they play the Bronx at Suncorp. It's another big game. Broncos Storm, last game of the season, or last round of the season. It's another, it's a pretty big rivalry game. There's been the Storm, they don't lose against the Broncos, so they love it. Katoa, he might get rested. I don't know. Like, I guess it's too hard to judge from here, but there could be restings in that final game for sure. Manly, if you bring in Olakau'atu, they take on the Sharkies, so Nikora, Olakau'atu. You'd think both those guys I mean, Manly especially, you would think would still be fighting for a top 8. The Sharks, I don't know, if they don't pick up their form, then they could be sort of fighting for a top 4 finish. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What teams do we reckon are going to rest? Penrith, you would think it's certainties. Roosters, I would think as well, because I think they'll be looking pretty good. Storm, again, like they're going to be... I would think they would have the top 4 locked up, but it is a big game against the Bronx. Do they want to rest? I don't know, but... Yeah, a lot of water to go under the bridge. So, you know, it's obviously just who knows at this point. I guess I just wanted to have a quick look to see how we were looking, but I don't know. You could make a case to get Crichton and Olaquatu, because I think Olaquatu is going to be such a play. He'd be such a good play for the back end of the season, but I don't think it's worth it. Let's have a quick look. I'll look at numbers and then we'll also look. It's always interesting to see like the most popular trades. I think it's going to be pretty basic this week. It's going to be a lot of Marju, Mulatalo, Nikora, Hines, I'm guessing. But let's have a look. So round 19, we're actually going to be really good now because we brought in Kohler and Marju. So we'll count Brayley. Fine. Brayley 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I mean, I'll count Sharp, so we'll say 16, but that 16 could definitely be 14 without Sharp and without Fafita. Fafita definitely is, I don't know. I honestly have no idea if he's going to play Origin. He should, but he should have played the first 2 games, so who knows? I think worst case, I think we'll have 14. Pretty good players, honestly. Looking at round 19, there's no one really else that I'm targeting, if I'm honest. The Dolphins, yeah, they covered. It's funny, the Dolphins had like the best buy schedule, and they had some good players. Like I still would have been happy with a Max Plath if I got him early, but never really pulled the trigger. I think I'm happy I saved the trade, honestly. Like he's been rock solid, but at the end of the day, our 5/8s have been fine, and it would have been very sideways trading Galvin to him because Galvin also plays the buys. And then the back row, like there's just better upside players and also the guys we've kept. I mean, yeah, Pierce Paul's been a bit of a letdown, but yeah, I think there's better trades to Pierce Paul at this point. And like I said, Nikora, like it was a Nikora versus Plath, and Nikora definitely had the upside over Plath last week. So that's where we went. Someone like Ewan Aiken, he's come down a little bit. Jermaine Asako hasn't really hit the heights. The Rabbits, Keon Kalamatangi, I know I keep saying that I feel like his time in the Sun's gone. I actually didn't talk about this in the last video, but he's obviously kept the lock spots this week with Cameron Murray playing on an edge. I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I'm not going to get in Kalamatangi. I don't think he's dual, right? Like, he's still just 2RF. I'm pretty sure he's not dual front row forward. Otherwise, yeah, it'd be pretty nice in the front row. But I don't know. Would I pick him up now? I'm not too sure. Like, I mean, I definitely wouldn't, just the way my second row's set up. Like I said, if it's Angus Crichton and then maybe Olakau'atu, no one else really. I think there's no chance, like there's no shot, like even this week, they are definitely going to switch. It's like, it might not be like on game day, like they actually just line up like Kalamatangi on the edge and Murray in the middle. But during the game, Murray is 100% going to move to the middle at points, right? Like surely he's still like arguably the best lock in the comp. Like that's, they tested Cameron Murray on the edge for a good chunk, and he's serviceable, but he literally he loses like his whole, like his biggest appeal is his defense for one, but then his quick play the ball, his ball play, like he's a fucking gun in the middle that you're just taking away. Like I can understand if they put Kalamatangi to prop and had Murray in the middle and Kalamatangi in the middle as well, and just had him, as a prop. But yeah, I don't know. I surely Murray fuck it hell. If Murray actually plays like on the edge, I'm gonna be shocked. Like, I feel like it's such a misplay. Like, Kalamotungi's been amazing at lock, but replacing Murray? Come on, man. But yeah, for people that picked up Kalamotungi a few weeks ago, he's been absolutely dynamic. But at this point, not looking at him. Any other Rabbits, I mean, it's so funny to me. Fucking people, I feel like people have sort of gone off Johnston because he's been... I know a few weeks ago people were maybe talking about him as, you know, or he's getting like 400k, like now's the time to jump on. They were excited about him being like under 400 or, you know, about 400. And every time they talked it up, I'm like, fuck, if you're going to get Johnston, honestly, why wouldn't you just get fucking Jacob Gagai? And I don't like any of them. Like, you shouldn't get Gagai either, but if you're going to get Alex Johnston, you should just got Gagai, honestly. Like, he's sort of like locked down that position with the injuries, and Cody Walker is now playing on his side of the field, so he's probably a bit more likely to actually cross over for a double. And Johnson, they're both shitters. Like, if they don't score a try, they're getting like 10 to 20 points. Even with a try, they're getting like 30 to 40, but... yeah, I'd Johnston, just absolutely no shot. Gagai, he's here. If he can just... I mean, I don't need him to go well this week. It would be nice. Like, it would be nice. He's got a 30 break even. If he can get like 50 to 60 and have a low break even next week, it would be good. Because if he can make some good cash and then we can, I don't know, nuff him or look to upgrade him without too much worry, beautiful. But... yeah, we're obviously holding him for round 19, and then, yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, any other Rabbitohs, like, nothing really doing. Latrell Mitchell after like, I don't know what, I have no idea what I'm going to do with the fullbacks. Like, the thing is, it's sort of like first come, first served, and it's sort of like Ponga. If Ponga does play this week, he looks great. And then he doesn't get picked for Origin, so he's playing round 19. God, it's going to be hard not to just go Kalen Ponga for that round 19 and a pretty good draw. And he's shown he's got as high upside as any fullback in the game. But if you wait, then you have the likes of, yeah, you got Latrell, you got Dylan Edwards if he continues the form. Tommy Trbojevic might end up going back to fullback in a couple of weeks. You never know. So it's like, do you just take the first guy and potentially the best in Kalen Ponga? Like, I don't know. Like, it's a tough one. But yeah, any other Rabbitohs, not too keen. Like, obviously Walker, no. It's just very sideways and not worth it now. The Sharkies, obviously a lot of potential, but we've already got Iro. Like I said, like the Mulatalo, I still like, in my opinion, if you don't own Iro, then I love the Mulatalo play. But because I own Iro, I'm just like, I don't want to have the center and the winger for the Sharks. Like, I know people like to get double ups, and I think some teams are good for that. I just don't like the Iro and Mulatalo double up. I think Iro, it's not like he's let me down. He's averaging 58, my God, with like one try in the whole season. But if you have both of them, I just think they're both going to just let you down. Like, there'll be the odd game, or maybe, I don't know. I don't think they've done it once this whole season when they've been fucking next to each other where they've gone off. But I don't know, they might, but I wouldn't want to do it. But if you didn't know Nero, I do love the Mulatalo play. Like, they've got a great draw. They got the Titans this week. They got the Tiger. I mean, they fucking got I think the best draw for the remaining teams, and also that they are an attacking side, so it's good. Obviously, we got Hines, we got Nickera. That's pretty much all she wrote. I mean, there are some pods. I mean, again, if you don't own Iro, if you don't own Mulatalo, I don't hate a Jesse Ramian pod play. Obviously, Katoa is out injured, and he hasn't really gone on the last couple of seasons, but Jesse Ramian, he can go on a bit of a run. And, you know, Nickera is starting to hit that line again. If their right side attack's looking better, like, Ramian can go pretty big Similar to, like, he's got a good base like Iro, maybe a little bit less. Like, Iro's getting 50s like every week in base. Ramian can go a bit less, but he's also got that upside over Iro. So I don't mind the pot of like a Ramian. The Tigers, no. We got Galvin, we got Semi-Final. That is all I want. Obviously, Coruscant has been very up and down. He's had some massive scores. He's had some absolute shockers. Like I keep saying, like other people are saying, I think the dummy, like, you just don't want to waste trades in the dummy half spot. I've probably already wasted more trades in the dummy half than I would like, because I started with Robson. That's been great, but I brought in Coruscant. I mean, I started with Levi. And the fucking annoying thing with Levi, if you held him, he actually started to go okay. So he made more cash. Got a few good points, but I traded him to Coruscant, and Coruscant was doing well, made some money. But then, of course, with Origin, I fucking got rid of Coruscant. And then, of course, Robson gets picked and not Coruscant. We went to Brayley. And I think at this point, just hold firm. And then do one trade to a potentially Watson or Grant, or just hold Robson. Honestly, Robson could just be the play for the rest of the season. We might lose a few points, but it is what it is. But yeah, Coruscant, if you didn't get on him, I said not to get him last week, honestly. Like, he shouldn't have got sin bin. He shouldn't have scored as badly, but looking at the Tigers draw, like, I really didn't like the Coruscant play last week at all. Because, yeah, what game was it against Canberra that he went fucking off? Yeah, it must have been. But then they had the Roosters, then Melbourne, then the Sharks in the major bye, when it's going to be a full-strength Sharks outfit. Like, that is not a good matchup for a bye. Then the Rabbits in the backup, which, I mean, the Rabbits have started to hit some form. Then Warriors, Cowboys, Newcastle, South, Manly, Para. Like, there's a few good games at the end, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. It didn't look good for Coruscant, honestly. And yeah, there's no one else from the Tigers. Gold Coast, we've got Fermor, we've got Fafita. You know, Brian Kelly, the super pod every year, averages 60 to 70. I mean, you know, I have no interest in Kelly, but if you got on him, he does a job. Anyone else? Not really. There's not really anyone else from the Titans. Para, very relevant as well. Obviously, I've got Cartwright and Brown. If you still owned, I mean, I guess the big one there is now Ryan Madison. He has moved into the back row. What is Trent Barrett doing, bro? Like, what is Trent Barrett doing? Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a good idea, because Sean Lane on the edge this year has been absolute fucking mud. Like, he hasn't looked threatening, like, at all. But when he's been through the middle, he's actually looked okay. And Ryan Madison, even when he plays on the edge, he gets through a amount of work. He's got the offloading. So, you know what? Sean Lane at lock and Madison on the edge, it could actually be a good little move. I mean, if Madison plays 80 on the edge and he's named there again next week, I mean, I'm not going to get him because, again, my second row is already stacked and I just don't need Madison. But if you're lacking a few second rowers and you need a number, I mean, Madison could be a good play. Like, if he keeps the spot, which is obviously the danger, like just the uncertainty with Madison's minutes are always a tough ask, and I guess just watch how Lane and Madison get used. I don't know, but Madison is he's tempting. Anyone else from, well, I guess the cheapie now, Tungo. So we talked about it. Tungo could be, again, for me, it's a little bit awkward because the only guy no, because Eero plays 19 as well. That's the annoying thing with Tungo from the Eels. He plays 19, so if you're, I don't know, if you've got like if you still got Armstrong or you still got, even if you got Manu, if you have Manu this week and you've already got like Maju or Mulatalo, and you're not sure, honestly, you could wait a week and then downgrade Manu to Tungo next week if he's still named in round 19, because then Tungo, for one, actually looking at him, he just looks like a beast. Like, I feel like he's going to be a tackle buster, a decent play. And then, honestly, the hope is, well, you know, if he kills it and keeps the spot, I mean, fair enough, he could be a good play. But in 4 to 6 weeks, if Sivo comes back and he gets the spot back, then you've got some good points, you made a lot of cash, and Tungo just becomes enough in your centre wing. Because again, you don't need, especially after Origin, you're not going to need 7 playable centre wingers, right? If Gagai didn't play round 19, I would, like next week, I would be all over just going Gagai down to Tungo, banking like, you know, hopefully Gagai makes some money, so 150 to 200k, and just having Tungo there as a cheapie, making some money and points if I need it. But for me, again, like Kale Iro could be that guy, but he plays 19, so it's like you're not going to trade Iro out for 19 against the Tigers. Gagai plays 19. He plays the Dolphins. I don't know. I still... Maybe you do trade out Gagai in 19. It might depend on how he goes this week. Or you know what? But that's the annoying thing as well. Round 20, the Eels don't play, so... Rabbits take on the Tigers, so it could be maybe round 21. Maybe round 21, but probably at that point, if you are going to nuff out, Tungo's probably only got a couple of games left. You probably just nuff out to an actual nuff and get a dual centre wing for second rower. So yeah, probably not worth it for me. But if you've got a guy that's maybe topped out, or you're looking to, like a Dallin Watani Zalesniak, obviously I've traded him to Kohler, but if you're not wanting to get Kohler, then yeah, you could get him down to Tungo, free up some cash, have a playable option the next couple of weeks if you need, and then yeah, have him as enough for the rest of the season. I don't hate that, but yeah, the rest of the Eels, not too much doing it. I mean, I love the Cartwright. Cartwright's only... He's still only a tick under 600. Again, I probably put Olakau'atu ahead of Cartwright. So if I had the choice, I mean, it's tough because obviously Cartwright plays the bye, Olakau'atu doesn't. But for the run home, I probably still like Olakau'atu over Cartwright. But if you're you know, maybe you already have Olakau'atu, or you are looking for another number, I mean, Cartwright's just been so good. The one thing to keep in mind, they're not going to have Moses in round 19. Again, I mean, it is against the Gold Coast Titans, but the Titans also will be pretty full. Well, they got some injuries, but, you know, fairly full strength for what it's worth. But yeah, no Moses, so Cardi might not be... But I mean, Cardi's looking really confident. Even like Moses is helping him, but hopefully he just gets in and tries to, you know, up the ante on his own, I guess is the hope there. Broncos, nothing doing, honestly. I still think Payne Haas is the one guy after Origin. Like, you know, Reece Walsh after Origin, maybe if you want to go pottish, you could go like a Walsh to the run home. Don't hate it. I don't think I'm going to do it, but you know, it would be pottish. It would be pottish considering you got guys like Latrell, Ponga, and all these guys back. But yeah, I don't think so. Anyone else? Not really. Dragons, nothing doing at all. And then Manly, obviously, Garrick is... I think Garrick is a must-have if you don't own him. Yeah, I think he's too good to pass up. And then I'm bringing in Kohler. I think Kohler's a good play, but, you know, I understand people not wanting him. Okay, I'm back. Obviously, I would have cut it, so it's not going to seem like much, but I was away for a few minutes, so what the hell was I just talking about? I think I was up to Manly. I was just talking about getting Kohler in. Anyone else? I mean, the fact that Trebojevic is playing centre, obviously you're not going to get him at centre. Like, yeah, no. Any forwards, there's no one. Any other outside backs? No. I've already got Garrick. And then Newcastle, obviously getting Marju in. Already got Pierce Paul. I get people going for like a Pod Bradman Best. Not for me. But, yeah, and then Ponga is the interesting one there. Again, it's going to be very hard not to get Ponga in if he is still playing round 19 against Manly. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough not to get him in, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, anyone else, there's nothing else that screams that are must-haves for round 19, so I think I'm pretty good. Like, honestly, it's pretty good. We're going to have some good captain options. Obviously, Nico is like the ultimate vice captain in round 19 against the Tigers. And then, depending if Fafita is playing, then yeah, really nice safe captain. Parramatta, we only got Cardi. It's not the worst, but probably no. Dylan Brown. It's out of that Manly game. Probably for captaincy. Cola, if he's still playing fullback. Garrick, if it's a big score. If you're bringing in Ponga, it's going to be hard not to go. In round 19, please, Hines, just go big so I don't have to worry about fucking captain. I just want to loop it and be safe, but we'll see. But yeah, round 19, we're looking pretty good. How is round 20 looking? I keep forgetting. God, I'm going to have to rely on Brayley for round 20 as well, because I doubt, Robson didn't back up. Even after fucking Origin Game 2, where he didn't really have to do too much, he got a rest. He had a decent turnaround. They play the last game in round 20, so maybe. But the problem is, it doesn't really matter. Fucking Brayley's a shitter, so it's not like I'm going to start Robson. I'll get an AE if he doesn't play. Hopefully we'll know anyway. If I play Brayley, I play Brayley. But, yeah. So, yeah, that's fine. The front row will be fine. Back row, obviously no Nicola Cartwright, but we'll have Fermor, we'll have Ali Katoa. We might have Pierce Paul, or we might not. I don't know. Pierce Paul is still interesting, but I guess it depends. If he keeps the spot, then I'm not going to get rid of him just yet. But, yeah, if he doesn't, then we'll see. No Hines or Brown, so Wishart will play, and Lockie Galvin. I guess so the big one here, round 20, is Cleary back round 20? I think the talk is that he is potentially. So, is round 20 the round we trade Wishart to Cleary? I don't think he's got a massive break even either, Cleary. So, I don't know. It hasn't really worked for me going early on these guys coming back from injury, but I would definitely rather Cleary than Wishart. The Storm play, the Roosters, that's a pretty tough one. Penrith against the Dolphins, a blue bet, fuck, it's going to be. I feel like even a poor, even an average Cleary probably still clears Wishart in that round, so that could be a big decision to make if we do trade Wishart that round to Cleary. Galvin, we're fine playing him over Brown. That's absolutely fine. And then the back line looks pretty set. We just won't have Ero. And then the fullbacks, we're obviously going to have. We will have it. Well, yeah, we probably will have a gun fullback at that point. I still think it's going to be hard not to get Ponga, but if you wait, then I do love the Mitchell. If Mitchell backs up in round 20 against the Tigers, that'd be lovely. Who else? Who else would you get? Maybe. Dylan Edwards is going to be way too expensive. I don't know. You could take the punt on Edwards, I guess. Anyone else? Not really. I think it's out of Ponga, Mitchell. Maybe go Edwards, but I don't know. It's probably going to be Ponga, I guess. But yeah, round 20 seems okay. And again, Origin plays against only Robson, probably won't back up, and then everyone else is fine. If Fafita plays Origin, he might not back up, but yeah, we'll see if he actually plays or not. I guess there's also a worry that maybe Fermor fucking gets in game 3 as well. I guess that's okay. So if Fermor, oh, you know what? If Fermor plays, because I think there's a sniff. I think there would be, like, I think Fermor has been really good, and I think he's fucking way better than, like, at this point, Capel and fucking Kafusi. But if Fermor does happen to get a spot in game 3, it's not that bad, because I don't mind trading Fermor out. We could nuff him. We definitely could nuff him, or we could trade him. You could put him. No, it doesn't really work. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. Like, there's no one I really want for round 19 for Fermor, but do you trade him to Ollie? No, there's no point doing it a week early. So yeah, you probably still just hold him, because there's no one I want for round 19 for Fermor. Like, there's just no one. It's round 17, idiot. Yeah, obviously Ollie Kawati's in Origin. We already have Nikra. I guess Kalamatangi. I don't think I'd do it, but he's probably the only guy that would pique the interest. But yeah, we're looking pretty good for round 20 anyway. Let's have a look at the popular trades this week. So let's have a squiz. I think it's going to be pretty obvious. We'll go top 1% to start with. So yeah, a lot of people trading out Joey Manu, Greg Marju, 70%. So yeah, 4% are getting in Cola in the top 1%. I like it. I do like it. I think it's a good risky play. Saw Falongo. I mean, yeah, I mean, it is a good trade. I think it's the same as last week, though. Like, I sort of don't know. Everything about Papenhuyzen doesn't scream that he's going to play this game. So, again, if you are trading out Falongo, I would just wait. I'd just wait until that first game, or the Storm game, to just find out if he's playing. Because I think, again, if Falongo is starting fullback, I still don't mind the trade, but I don't know. I wouldn't trade Falongo if he's starting at fullback, honestly. Jeremy Marshall King to Damien Cook. Okay, so Cookie. I mean, Cook's been great. Like, he's I think he's probably the most expensive dummy half, which is fucking insane. Cook is like, he's at an absolute resurgence. Yeah, he's the only guy over 700. He's the most expensive by like quite a distance. He's averaging, I mean, granted, he's not averaging like that much more than the others. It's just that he's on an absolute tear in the last 3 rounds. I don't love it. He obviously covers the buys, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess you're getting Cook and you're just going to hold him for the rest of the year. But the problem is he's signed with the Dragons, and they've got Mamazoulis, who I don't know if they got any other dummy halves in stock, or they're looking to purchase a dummy half, but you would assume Mamazoulis is going to be the guy next year. So surely Cook starts getting a few reduced minutes, and they start, like, I know he's played a bit, Mamazoulis, but surely they give him a bit more game time if he's going to be their number one hooker next year. So I don't love the Damien Cook purchase. Sammy Walker to Hines. That is... Well, actually, before we move on, Marshall King. Who would I sell Marshall King to? Oh, fuck. I mean... I don't know. I do see... I saw in, like, the top there was, like, Reed Marnie. People... I don't mind Reed Marnie. Like, he's averaging 66 for the year. He's averaging basically as much as Cook, but he's 100k less. I guess it's just the way the prices work. Obviously, he's going to have a big price rise this week. Well, 48 break even. Reed Marnie, what is his draw like? Obviously, I don't play round 19, so yeah, if you need a number, I do get the Cook purchase, but They play... How is he? Like, he's been really rock solid this year, Marnie. Honestly, he's getting a lot of try assists. Yeah, I don't mind him. Cowboys, Bronx, Raiders, Dragons, Dolphins. It's actually a good draw too. I don't hate Marnie. I guess if you need the number, sure, get Cook. I don't know. I feel like if you really need the number, I think maybe just go Appy Coruscant if you don't already own. Like, he's going to probably lose a bit of cash, but I don't know. He's like 50k less than Cook, and just the worry about the back end of the season with Cook, I don't love. But if you don't need the number, I don't mind just waiting and getting Reed Marnie. Well, you could get him this week, obviously. They're not on the bye, but yeah, I don't mind Marnie. Or just, I guess if you can wait, it's out of Connor Watson or Grant. I do love the Connor Watson play. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough one. Semi Walker to Hines. Tone Wishart to Hines. Like, if you can do that trade, I love the Tyrone Wishart to Hines for sure. I think that's a slam dunk. Sammy Walker to Hines. I mean, Sam Walker, the Roosters still have a good draw. I guess the thing is, like, I think Hines is a must-have. Like, I've seen a few people say they're not getting in Hines or they're going to fade him. I think you have to get in Hines. Like, I think you absolutely have to get in Hines this week. I think it's very, very dangerous not to get in Hines. Like, he's 740k. Like, he's averaging he's averaging 80 still. He is not by far. Hughes is fucking averaging almost 80 as well. He's been on an absolute tear, but I think Hines, you just have to get him in. So I guess if you have to trade Walker, yeah, sure. I mean, at the end of the day, Walker's averaging 66. So it's a pretty, fuck. Like, I don't mind holding Walker for the upside, but it's like a sideways trade for an extra 15 point average. Like, yeah, I like it. I like it. Joey Manu to Mulatalo. Like it. Johnson to Hines. Yeah, I can't believe people still have Johnson. That's crazy. Jerry Marshall King to Hines. How the hell have they worked that? Who do they have that can... Who's a halfback hooker duel? Cody Nikorima? I don't know. And then Harry Grant to Cook. Who the fuck is doing this? 23 people in the top 1% are doing Grant to Cook. What are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, I know Grant isn't playing this week. He's been pretty lackluster, but I think that's insane. I think that's crazy. The top 5%, anything different? Manu, Maju, Falonga, Mazu. Again, yeah. Grant to Cook still. 1.2%, yeah, fairly much the same. And yeah, top 10%. Did it update? Yeah, okay, it did. So the top, yeah, a lot of people are doing. A lot of people doing a Manu to Maju, which that's what I'm doing as well, so I can't talk people out of it. But Marshall King to Cook, like, second highest. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think it's a little bit... I don't know. I mean, again, if you need the number, obviously you have to trade out Marshall King. There's no if and buts about that. I definitely don't like the Grant to Cook, but that's just me. Everything else looks pretty stock standard, so yeah, not too much else to really talk about. Traded out, obviously Manu, Marshall King, Falongo, Grant. So fuck, Grant is the fourth most traded out. 3,000 people. Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing with I guess if you're doing it and you're like, if you're wanting to get Grant back, absolutely don't do it. If you think Grant's not going to be a guy you want to get back after Origin, then sure. And I don't know. I don't even know if he is going to be, necessary after Origin. He might not be, but you cannot waste a trade getting him out and then getting him back in. So you've got to, if you're trading him out, you're like, he's not coming back into the team, which is, if that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing. I get, but 4th row trade, that's crazy. David Armstrong, yeah, that's fair, obviously. Chance, fair. He's been, pretty shocking. Doesn't play round 19. Jermaine Hopgood, I can't believe fucking 1,600 people still own Jermaine Hopgood. Kai Pierce-Paul. Yeah, I mean, I get the Pierce-Paul. If you don't really have someone else to trade to like a Nrl, or if you're going like Olakau'atu for a bit of preempted upside, yeah, I like it. But for me, I'm just going to hold. Morgan Smithies, yes, absolutely. I was very happy to get rid of him last week, I think it was. Hey, that's right. We got Smithies in for, or Nickera. Nickera in for Smithies, and then Jackson Ford, who he did pick up the dual second row forward, front row forward, but yeah, he started great, didn't he? He was absolutely killing it, and a lot of people got on him. I had zero interest, but yeah, he was like scoring tries, he was playing, like getting good base, and then yeah, it's gone downhill pretty quick. I mean, he's still getting like 50s, the odd poor score, but yeah, he's coming off the bench now, so yeah, fair enough. Get rid of him. And then traded in. It's going to be pretty stock standard. Marju, Hines. Yeah, Cook. Fucking everyone's getting Cook. I don't know. I feel like you've missed the boat on Cook. Maybe he keeps it up, but like, he hasn't been this good for a while. I don't know. Maybe like he was playing for a contract. He's now signed to the Dragons. Fuck, I don't like it. Will Price, I don't like. Oh, I don't like Will Price either. Will Price, he is a downgrade centre wing. He's got the dual fullback, but that's not really too relevant. Like, he scored well, and he looks... I mean, obviously, he's got the game for Supercoach, but for one, the spot is definitely not locked in. Like, they've been playing musical chairs with that fucking half spot for the whole season. He looked really good, but defensively, yeah, if he gets a lot of traffic, I wouldn't be confident. And the biggest thing with him is that he's not fucking bottom dollar. Like, I feel like if you're gonna go Will Price, surely you just go Tungo. Like, just go the Eels winger Tungo for a bottom dollar cheapie. Will Price is 345k, and he got... I feel like he only got like... What did he score? He scored 60 points, and that was with a try and a line break. Like, obviously still good, but I don't know. I'm not that sold. I like the look at... I think he's a really, like a potential in the future, but I don't like the pickup this week. Especially, he's not going to make money this week. I don't know why you just wouldn't wait. Just wait, bro. Oh, I think it's such a risk. Bradman Best, I get the pod play, but fuck, Best has done this so often. Like, he gets one score where he goes absolutely ham, and then you just don't see it again for the rest of the season. I don't know. I don't really love the Best play. Reed Marnie, like I said, I do like Marnie. If you don't need a round 19 number, I actually think Marnie is like a pretty solid purchase. Olakau'atu, yeah, I love the Olakau'atu play. You are, like, again, this is sort of like future planning. Like, you know he's going to miss 19, but like, he's an absolute beat. Like, I would love to get him in, but I mean, I'm not going to do it this week. He's still got a like 50 odd break even, so he's not necessarily going to make a lot of cash. But then, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him in at all. But yeah, I love the Olakau'atu play. Dom Young, yeah, okay. I don't know if I love this with Manu being out. I know Manu in the past has always been known as like glue hands, doesn't pass it, but there's been a lot of games this year where Manu has set Dom Young up just fucking beautifully. Like, just a bit of in and away, little flick, Dom Young gone, try. Just, or line breaks early, or like deep in their own end. But now Manu's out injured. Gotta be honest, I don't love getting Dom Young in now. It's gonna be, I guess Michael Jennings will be inside of him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love the Dom Young pickup. If you didn't already own or you didn't get him last week, he's not going to play 19. I just don't really get purchasing him this week. He's got a 52 break even. Like, he's definitely no certainty to hit that. Like, he can easily go lower, like very easily. So I don't like that. Mulatalo, yes. Kola, yes. I can't believe. Oh no, Marju. Yeah, Marju. I was gonna say, where's Marju? Yeah, he's the top. I think that's fair. I think it's fair that Ronnie for the price, he looks really good, but I do think Marju is the better option out of Marju and Ronnie. Could be wrong, but and then Kola. Thankfully, only 2%. I hope it stays pretty pottish because I don't want obviously I don't want a lot of people to jump on. I get the hesitancy, and I hope a lot of people steer clear because he still is like a pod this week, so I like it. But that pretty much wraps up that. Not too much else to talk about. We looked at the future for the buys, what we're looking at. 12 trades at the moment. So if we've got... So what have we got? So we've already used our trades. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 rounds left. 9 rounds left, 12 trades. So yeah, we can make a trade, like a tick over a trade around. Obviously, we still got 2 boosts. Like I don't know, I feel like we're gonna like waste our 2 boosts, aren't we? Like I really, the big goal is to save 1 boost and 3 trades for the last round of the season. If we save 3 trades, that means we got 9 trades in 8 weeks or 8 games to use. So again, we tick over like basically 1 trade a week, but again, we would like to use a boost. Okay, let's just have a quick look. Round 19. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to make any trades in 19, which is nice. I can't see myself making a trade in 19. I'd be... other than Ponga. The only guy here is Ponga. But again, Ponga... he's got a monster break even. I don't know. You probably... No, Ponga's back this week. Oh, shit. No, Ponga's back this week. So, yeah, he's going to lose a bunch of cash. And then, 19. Yeah, Ponga... Okay, we might use 1 trade in 19. Fair. If we get in Ponga. Fair enough. Round 20. Potentially Cleary in for Wishart. And then Crichton. I think you can wait. I think I'm going to wait a week on Crichton. Obviously, if you got the funds, if you can, sure, getting Crichton early or straight away. But I think you can wait a week on Crichton. He should lose a bit of cash. He's got a high break even, hopefully. But yeah, Cleary could be the guy. Or other than that, we're not going to, probably wait a week on Crichton. We could potentially save trades in round 20. Not make any trades if we don't want to go straight to Cleary. It is against the Dolphins, though. If he is back, if he's looking good, they're not going to rush him back, so he'll be 100%. I don't think there's anyone else I'm really... I guess the one... We will be using a trade to nuff out like a May. That could be... Well, no, we're not going to do it in round 20 because, again, May could get good minutes in round 20 after Origin, so you probably don't do it there. Liam Henry, the same. In that backup game, he could be huge. So it's probably going to be round 21. We nuff out. So yeah, round 21, probably looking at 1 trade of nuffing out one of our front row forwards. And then probably holding. I guess depending what we did. If we brought in Cleary last week. If we didn't bring in Cleary last week, probably bring him in this week against the Dragons. And then... Probably hold. Where am I using my boost then? So round 20. I guess originally I was like, I'm going to boost in round 20 to really get some players in, but I don't know. Like maybe you do use a boost in round 20. Maybe you just go early on nothing at Terrell May. It could be a big round for him, but yeah, you could nuff him out in round 20, get in Cleary, and then get in one other big gun. Who else would you want to get in round 20? I mean, you could bring in... no, Lomax doesn't play. You could bring in To'o. No. I guess if you didn't go Ponga, then you'd bring in a gun fullback. Mitchell. Yeah, you could wait. You might not get Ponga in, and yeah, you might use a boost around 20. That's where we could use our boost, bring in Cleary, Mitchell, and if we have to nuff out, we nuff out, or if we have the cash, we could, not. Yeah, okay, so maybe use a boost in 20, and then obviously, consolidate, save some trades, and then save the 3 for the last round. I mean, that's the goal, I guess. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I guess, if we waste the boost, fine. It's fine. It's fine if you don't have to use the boost. We could look back and be like, oh, we could have used it early in the season, but whatever. It's fine. And there could be some carnage where we want to use a second boost later anyway. So we'll see. But that pretty much wraps it up. Not too much else. We've been rambling on for a while now. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Make sure to like and comment. And I'll see you guys in the next one.